Hello and welcome. Come on in. I am getting ready to help you reawaken your intuitive gifts. Thank you, Spirit on the Light. And we'll talk briefly about some fitness and nutrition, some of those things I always touch on, and we'll wrap it up with a tarot reading. So go grab your tea, your coffee, and come on back, and we are going to take a deep dive into how to wake up your gift. All right, welcome back. Come on in. I hope you got a good cup of tea because mine is perfect. Thank you, Spirit. Give thanks in all things. Even if this was a lousy cup of tea, I would say thank you. Because there's a lot of people that don't even have tea. All right. How to wake up your gift. We are going to start with a pendulum. Go buy a pendulum. Better yet, you can make one. Remember years ago when they used to do that test with a wedding ring over a pregnant lady's tummy, and they used to wait and see if it would spin or if it would go back and forth or what it would do? Yeah, you can make this out of a ring. You can make it out of a nail. Just tie a nail to a string. You don't have to have a pendulum. You don't have to go buy one that is a pendulum. You can make it. Just like the dowsing rods used to be made from tree wood, limbs, branches. All right, get your pendulum, and you can pause the video, come back and get it out. It'll help. But one of the first things you want to do if you're working with a pendulum is get it anchored. Put your arm down on a table so that you can actually anchor it. Some of us are trying to hold them out here, and we're a little, as we get older, we get a little wobbly, and it's not conducive to getting a good response from the pendulum. So we just want to get it anchored on the table, hold it securely, and ask it a few questions. First off, just like the dowsing rods, you have to calibrate this device to you. That means holding it for a while. That means trying to connect to the energy. The other way, like when you watch me calibrate the rods, I ask Spirit, can you tell me how you will swing for a yes answer? Very slow. You can see my wobble stops it. All right, there we go. We have a back and forth. All right, there we go. That's a yes. A back and forth for a yes. Thank you, Spirit. Notice that took a little bit of time. This isn't a kind of device that you flip a switch on and it works. If it takes a little time for you, don't give up. You're doing it the right way. You're slowly connecting. You're slowly giving that your energy. You're slowly feeling the energy coming up from the pendulum. So don't let that bother you. All right. Spirit, can you show me how you would swing for a no? Thank you on the light back there, Spirit. Now, I'm not sure if you can see it real good on the screen, but it is going in a circular motion for no. And I always remember that the O that it's swinging in for no has an O in it. Swinging in a circle. Oh, okay. So just calibrate with your pendulum or with your dowsing rods. It makes no difference. Just by playing with this a little bit every day, you will wake up your intuition again. Many of you have messaged me saying, Tina, I used to have dreams Those are precognitive dreams. You dreamt about grandma passing away, and she did. You dreamt about Uncle Joe having a car accident, and he did. But after a period of time, you stop feeling and having those dreams. That feeling of impending something's going on. And the only reason that quit happening is because you turned it off. Kind of blocked it out. We do that. We do that when we come here. We are very highly intuitive. While we are still on the other side, we are communicating up here. And then we come down here and get dumb. Day-to-day life is just such, it's so complicated that we have a tendency that if we're feeling something and we can't identify it, we push it down. We regress and just push that feeling down. And sometimes that is just your intuition. Now, we all have intuition, every one of us, and I'm going to use it the analogy of like music. Thank you, Spirit on Light. I guess it's a good one. Everybody can sing. Everybody sings. Some of us not so good. Some of us can't carry a tune in a bucket. Some of us are good singers, excellent singers. And then there are like people that can do opera. A lot of training and control goes into that. So everybody's got music. Everybody can sing, but different levels of it. And intuition is the same way. Everybody has it. Now, do you work with it? Intuition is also like a muscle. The more you use a muscle or a muscle group, the stronger it gets, the better it gets. You know me, I'm always talking about working those muscles. The less you use those muscles, the more they shrivel up. They atrophy. That's what's going on in your own personal physical health. If you do not use your muscles, they deteriorate. Now you can't stand up very long, and you got to sit down, and it requires more energy just to walk from the car into Walmart. You know, now you're tired, you get home, you got to take a nap. Yeah, because you're not using those muscles. You didn't strengthen them. And intuition is the same way. You've got to use it. You've got to practice with it. And the biggest key to intuition is you've got to trust it. Absolutely have to trust it. Yeah, you absolutely have to trust it. And one of the ways to learn how to trust it is, if, just for example, if somebody invites you, come on, Tina, let's go take a ride. We'll go get an ice cream cone around the other side of the lake. Let's go for a ride. And if your first response is, I don't know, I'm not sure, then your intuition is telling you something. If your first response is, heck yeah, let's go, then your intuition is literally telling you the coast is clear. Nothing is no hazards in the way today. So you know that there may not be any obstacles or any bad mojo floating around out there to get in your way. One of the biggest things you can do to just waken up your intuition or reactivate it is meditation. Bam, big one. I don't do it nearly enough. I should do it more often. We should do a little bit of meditation every day. And when people have talked to you in the past about meditating, we think you've got to go sit in the lotus position with the hands up and legs crossed and all these positions, and we got to do that for a couple hours, maybe an hour. You know what? Who's got time for that shit? No. Clear your mind for 5 minutes. That's all. 5 minutes. Thank you, Spirit. I appreciate that. It's difficult to clear your mind. 5 minutes is a long time when you can't clear it. But I want you to do it for just 5 minutes. Do it every day. Now, at first, you're not going to be able to do it. Your mind will start wandering. But make sure the room is quiet. It doesn't have to be dark, but make sure there's no distractions, no people dancing outside the window. But just practice clearing your mind. Eliminate that monkey mind and just try to clear it for moments. You're only going to need to do it for 5 minutes. And then once you finally get to that point, it may take you a week. Thank you, Spirit. It's not going to happen overnight. You can't meditate. They talk about meditation like it's, oh yeah, that's like taking an aspirin. No big deal. Just do it. Meditation is not easy. So just do it for 5 minutes. Once you get to that point where you've actually cleared your mind, it may take a week, could take longer. You could get it in a couple days. But once you clear that, it's going to feel so good. You're resetting, you're rebooting. This computer up here needs to reboot just like your phone does, like your computer does. All right, you cleared it for 5 minutes. The next day, go 6 minutes. Give it a shot. Not that hour thing. Start out small. If you're doing it for 5 minutes, if you get your mind cleared, you're on the right track. Thank you, Spirit. Keep at it. It's not easy, but you can. Anybody can do it. Clearing your mind and meditating has a lot to do with your personal physical health. This whole system is energy. You've heard me talk about electrolytes and needing trace minerals and just vitamins and supplements in general. So once you get clearing your mind, you're going to go, oh, wow, you know what? I feel better. I do. I feel a sense of clarity. So next week, you're going to go 6 minutes or 10. Don't let me stop you. If you can stretch that in at half hour, that's wonderful. If you can go a full hour, good luck to you, because I don't have an hour to spend sitting around meditating. But meditation, just clearing your mind. Now, meditation is the kind of the opposite of prayer. And people often talk about prayer and meditation together. And prayer is putting up your intentions. It is asking. It is putting it out there to God or the universe to hear your petition. But meditating is the opposite. Listen. That's why you need a quiet place. Listen. Thank you, Spirit, on the light. You may hear things. You might just hear the refrigerator running. That's okay. You might just hear the air conditioner kicking on. That's okay. You're learning to filter out some of those other noises. You're starting to dial in on just the quietness and the hum of maybe a refrigerator. So as time goes on, you will be able to meditate and stretch that a little bit longer. I got to tell you, in today's world, as busy as everybody is, 15 minutes of meditation is like a 2-hour nap. It revives you. It clears this clutter out. Kind of gives you that, all right, now I can take this on. Now I got this. Practice some of the games that I post over at Facebook. I haven't done it in a while, and I will do that so some of you can kind of get some practice in. But there's all kinds of intuitive tests and games that you can play that just kind of help you dial that in a little bit. Wake it back up. Some of you are never going to be gifted that you can go find a missing person, but you can be gifted enough that you save somebody's life. You may not think that, but give it a shot. Give it a try. You might be able to just waken up your gifts to communicate with animals. That's a big one. Communicating with animals. Yeah, animals is a very good one. Once your intuition starts to open up, you will, thank you, Spirit, you will immediately feel when an animal is trying to convey some kind of thought or emotion to you. You'll feel it. Some of you are already highly empathic, and being an empath just means that you do feel energy. And a lot of times your gift might be the fact that you walk into a room and can feel that there was somebody arguing before you got there. Your part of your gift might be walking into a little pub or a tavern and going, oh, this doesn't look like a safe place to be. That's intuition. Being an empath, you will feel that. So a lot of you are wanting to wake up your gifts. Now, the best thing you can do is call in your spirit guides. Yep, we all have them. We are all assigned at least one spirit guide at birth. So give them a call in. Just before you meditate, say, Spirit guide, I'm inviting you to come in. I'm asking you to come in and assist me in my spiritual growth, in developing my intuition, in developing my precognition. Invite those spirit guides in. If you don't know what your spirit guide's name is, no big deal, because they tell us that they don't need a name. We just need to call them. We need to put our focus on them. Ask them for help. Ask them for guidance. A lot of times when you hear me talking, I'm getting messages relayed from my spirit guides. Is it me and my intuition, or just being able to dial in on the gift? All right, I am shuffling the Oracle deck here. That's it, Spirit, thank you for that jumper. All right, for some of you, we have the very first card that jumped out. Dun, dun, dun. Can you see that? Wait a minute, got too much of a reflection. There it is, the Death card. That is one of my favorite cards in any tarot deck, and it is about transformation. We've got to let an old part of us die away to allow for new thoughts, new trains of thought to come in. All right, the Death card. It's one of my favorite cards because the analogy that I use for the Death card is a wildfire. And we are seeing a ton of those happen all over the world right now. We're having wildfires in the United States. We're having them in Canada. They are happening across the pond over there in Europe and different places. They're not accidents. Thank you, Spirit, on the light. However, after a wildfire, when everything is burnt, it's devastated, black, it's charred, It stays that way until one raindrop comes along, and then that rose will sprout. We also have the lucky card. So the death and luck. Rebirth. That's the luck. Starting a new life. Some of you are starting on a new adventure. It's actually a very good time right now, too. This is, let me find the right date for you guys. It is actually Monday, August the 17th. We're almost more than halfway through August. Some of you, it is going to be actually a lucky time for the next day or two towards the end of the week. It's Monday now, clear through till about Thursday. It's going to be a lucky time frame. Some of you might want to play a lottery ticket, scratch off. If you belong to a club where you rip the tickets back, give it a shot. You might just get lucky. All right. Let me grab another deck of cards here and see what else is going on. You guys are adding your salt to your water, right? If you are drinking filtered water, bottled water, put a couple grains of salt in it. We need that. We need to put back, we're just putting back the minerals that were naturally in the water before we fucked it all up. Yeah. Yep. Pretty basically. Wow, they were wanting out. All right. They came flying out. You can't make this up. We have been talking today about reviving and reawakening your intuitive abilities. And the High Priestess comes out. That is a card that it speaks very highly of intuition. The High Priestess, that's what she did back then. She was a soothsayer. Yeah, many of you have latent gifts that you don't realize that were real. You didn't trust it. We've got the Two of Pentacles, or excuse me, Two of Cups here. My lighting was bad today. And this is about trust. Putting your faith in your ability. Putting your faith in a partner. Teaming up with somebody, becoming a partner. Now, if you look right under that lion's head, that is not a sword handle. That is the Medusa's. Could be a sword handle under there, but some of you are thinking of getting into the medical field. Perhaps CNA. Some of you are finishing nursing school. We are short of nurses. COVID ruined it. That mandatory, you guys have to have that shot before you can go back to work. Caused a lot of people to leave the medical field. We also have the King of Pentacles. I spoke to you about that luck card. King of Pentacles is saying that there's some monetary increase coming. And he's sitting there like he expects this. And that's what a positive mindset is. Look at him. Oh, relaxed. Yep, you know what? I'm just sitting here waiting for money to find me. Money finds me. You have to start telling yourself that. Stop telling the universe I'm broke. What does that mean? You're not telling the universe you're financially in the deficit. You're saying you're broke. When we throw those kind of terms and phrases, our own vocabulary has a lot to do with our wealth. I've got one gal that follows me. Oh, I love this gal. Every day she posts something about how bad her life is. Thank you, Spirit. You know who it is. She also, at the very tail of her posts, always puts FML. Fuck my life. And every time you say that, every time you throw that energy out there, thank you, Spirit, on or off either way, you get what you're talking about. You get what you ask for. So that King of Pentacles is saying, I am confident in who I am. Money finds me. Prosperity comes to me. Abundance is mine. Thank you, Spirit. We also have the Ten of Swords. Some of you are really wrapping up, like with that Death card, an old cycle that was really weighing you down. May have been in your beliefs and your thoughts. And some of you never even thought you were intuitive. Yeah. Open your mind up. We all are. We can all sing. We're all intuitive. That 10 is the end of a cycle. It's been a rough road for some of you. Let me see if I can see anybody in these cards. Yeah. Thank you, Spirit, on that. You could be a Libra, a Scorpio, or you could be dealing with a Capricorn. But this 10 is saying it's about time. Wrap it up. Get it over with. Now, if you look at the bottom of that card, let me get it down here. It doesn't say 10 of Swords. It says everything is fine. Everything from that horrible wildfires to the very end, to the death, turns out to be lucky. And everything is fine. Last card, last but not least. Now, the crazy part is I was pulling other cards just to see who what signs we were referring to. And one of those cards happened to be the Death card again. Absolutely validating that Death card is not about the end. It is about a fresh start and a new beginning. You've got this. This is the Six of Wands. That's it. They're doing the victory lap. You guys got this. It's going to be a good week. Keep watch over at my Facebook page. I often post those psychic tests over there, and I will make sure I do a couple this week so that some of you can get some practice in. Otherwise, go over there to just Google. Better yet, if you're trying to develop your intuition, go right here over at YouTube and look up how to be an intuitive, how to be a psychic, how to waken up that stuff. If you are not utilizing YouTube for everything and not just what the internet psychic has to say, you're missing out. It's got videos to teach you anything. I repaired my stove, my kitchen stove. It's right over there. It was going to cost me $389 to have the repairman come in and replace a part. Okay, come one time, test the part, says it's bad, come back a second time. So that's what they get. They're educated. I looked it up over YouTube, but bought the part on eBay for 20 bucks, well, actually less than 20. Followed the instructional video and replaced it myself. You're smarter than you think you are. All right, you guys, there you have it. You know I never leave you, that I don't sincerely stop and bless you with love and light. See you soon.